You know, the big security changes that went into effect after the Christmas Day case back in the spotlight this morning. One thing has to deal with federal air marshals. President Obama has called to beef up their ranks to protect other flights coming into our country. Will that really make a difference and make us safer when we fly? Robert MacLean is a former U.S. Air Marshal who joins us now. Robert, good to see you and welcome this morning.
Good morning.
One good question. Isn't it too late once they get on the plane?
To some degree, absolutely. The current strategy of the TSA to have air marshals sit and wait to shoot it out in the air, more needs to be done on the ground. The program needs to be reprioritized. You need to put physical security measures in place and start putting more air marshals on the ground so they can conduct investigations, gather intelligence, and do behavioral detection to try to keep these people off the plane.
Well, that's fascinating. You would hope that the officials would know who's coming on the planes. It seems fairly, frankly, simple. You're dealing with X number of people. You got all their names. You have information. Customs does that now in Canada and other countries. You go through customs first before you get here. Why can't you do that with air marshals?
Yes, and air marshals are really, they could pick this out. Had there been air marshals on the ground in the check-in area, El Al has their security agents in the United States at the check-in counters. There was the incident at the LAX where the El Al agent was armed, and the guy that was shooting up the place was taken down by the El Al security guards. So air marshals can do this, and what they're doing right now is just sitting on the plane and praying that an IED doesn't get on their plane or they're not ambushed mid-flight.
You've been an air marshal. What is it like when you're an air marshal? I mean, you blend in. There are reports about low morale. They went from, what, 50 to about 4,000 air marshals recently. That it's a job with boredom and burnout, they claim.
It's extremely repetitive and boring. There is just, for many hours, you're sitting in a dark plane, in a seat. You have no idea what threats behind you, in front of you. You don't see what's going on. You just pray that the bomb doesn't go off on your flight, or nobody noticed you, or terrorists noticed you and try to ambush you mid-flight. And for the longest time, the program was run as a high-visibility deterrent. The management considered that if the terrorists knew we were on the plane, they would just look for another flight. But as far as we were concerned, we were just ammo pouches for the hijackers.
Yeah, but it's got to be more than that. I mean, you're trained. They're trained on how to bring someone down, how to open fire on a plane without piercing the skin of the fuselage so there's no decompression. I mean, obviously, they must be able to serve some good and provide some protection and some security and reassurance for the rest of us who are sitting around.
Absolutely. If the program's run correctly, the air marshals can be effective if there's a threat that materializes during the flight. But there needs to be more ground activity to avoid so that the air marshals don't have to face that threat on board the flight or mid-flight, because the air marshals are at a disadvantage. They have to get it right every time, and the terrorist just needs to get it right once. And the air marshals have no idea what's going on once the plane's already taken off.
Well, Robert MacLean, former air marshal, we want to thank the air marshals who are up there trying to protect all of us. And clearly
Absolutely.
Your message now is to stop the bad guys before they even get on the plane. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.